This second walkthrough video introduces more detailed features of the TSUGARU Shamisen library. The TSUGARU Shamisen library has three panes: the mix pane, the play pane, and the memory pane. At the top of all planes are three monitor displays that are always visible. Starting on the left side is the string monitor. This monitor shows the current tuning, the selected string mode, and the string currently being played. Red indicates that the open string is being played, while green indicates a fingered note. In this example, the tuning is ni agari, with the key transposed to C. The open string notes are C, G, C, starting from the first string as shown on the left. The middle monitor is the Articulation Monitor, which indicates the articulation selected by key switch. Some articulations have variations, which appear on the right. For example, the slide-up articulation has two variations: whole tone or minor third. You can switch between variations either by clicking here with key switch F1 or control change 11. The phrase bank monitor on the far left indicates the current selected phrase bank. The key switches C7 to E7 select the phrase bank. Next, we will explain each of the three panes, starting with the mix pane. TSUGARU Shamisen comes with three microphone channels: direct, overhead, and room, and one stereo mix, which contains a balanced mix of all microphones. This gives you 4 channels to mix with. Note that turning on any of the microphone channels disables the stereo mix, and turning the stereo mix on disables all the microphone channels. To conserve memory when first loading the library, only the stereo mix is on by default. Each channel is equipped with a volume, stereo mix, pan, reverb send, output selector, and equalizer controls. All microphone channels are recorded in stereo. Adjusting the stereo width to 100% gives the original recorded stereo width, while 0% reduces the width to mono. Let's start with just the direct microphones. Now let's add the overhead microphones. And then the room microphones. And now, let's reduce the stereo width of the direct microphones down to mono. And let's add some reverb. The library contains 28 types of convolution reverb. The equalizer controls are located at the bottom of each channel. In this way, you can use the mix pane for basic sound production. The next pane is the play pane. First, let's look at the tuning control on the right side. Here you can select from Ni Agari, Hon Choshi, and San Sagari, 3 common shamisen tunings. After selecting the tuning, you can set the key with the transpose control. Transposing the key does not change the notes on the keyboard, but it does change the pitch of the open strings and the pitch of the resonant tones. This is the Ni Agari tuning in A. This is the Ni Agari tuning in D. Since the shamisen's sawari resonates at a fixed pitch, the pitch of the open strings must match the key of the piece being performed. The overall tuning is set by adjusting these 2 tuning and transpose controls. Underneath these controls is the play mode control. There are 2 modes, single and poly. In single mode, each string acts like an independent monophonic instrument, letting you perform in the same way as a real shamisen. The poly mode lets you play chords. To the left of the play mode control is the pitch bend mode control. There are 2 modes, solo and all. In solo mode, pitch bends affect only the string being played. This gives you control over vibrato, slides, and other nuances of the real instrument. In the all mode, pitch bends affect all 3 strings. In the top left is the instrument editor. Here you can customize the sound of the TSUGARU shamisen. The noise controls are used to adjust the blend of the sawari, resonant, and release noise. The string volume controls allow you to adjust the volume of each string. And the string tune controls let you fine-tune each string. The velocity control adjusts the velocity curve and sensitivity. The envelope control adjusts the release time. Set the release time that best suits your playing. The last control on the play pane is Plucking Control. This setting controls the attack nuance from the moment the plectrum strikes the string until the string sounds. The time parameter is controlled with the modulation wheel. Moving the modulation wheel up results in a faster, sharper attack. Enabling random pre-roll randomizes the attack nuance for a more natural sounding performance. The last plane is the memory plane. The load buttons on this pane let you selectively load samples for each articulation. In this way, you can reduce the size of the library's memory footprint as needed. The key switch notes are also listed beside each articulation as a useful reference. The more you use the library, the more you are sure to discover about the library and the TSUGARU Shamisen.